Oh, yeah. What's on the menu today? I'll tell you what. My titties, because we womping up the jams. Womp it up. Serving my titties hot and fresh.
Come on, another specific. Don't just keep saying titties. That's so boring.
I didn't get to what sauce was on them.
Yeah, but you just said titties. Like, pick a different part. If you're going to do that, if you're going to go with...
what's on the menu? My titties. And then I was going to go into what they were served with. I didn't get into the sides.
Great. Let's hear the sides that are served.
Why don't
with
you
your
stop
titties.
jumping ahead of me and let me exist, okay? And bring my hashtag authentic self to this podcast.
Go for it.
You know what?
No,
We've really
please.
been getting at each
Go
other.
for it.
And I know it's funny, but we're more than that. Womp it up the jams, womp it up.
Hear my titties, be here for this delicious meal we're serving with a side of mashed peas. Is that what you mean?
No, I would have said with a side of my pussy juice. All right, you've ruined it. It was probably going to be one of my most iconic openings.
Okay. You want to try it again?
No.
Great.
Hey, do you want to talk about what's going on with you? Because you seem to be, I don't know if it's low blood sugar. Do you want to have some fruit leather? Whopping up those jams, whop it up. You be a real bitch today. So you got to come correct.
All right. Please, with the bitch.
Bitch, please?
No, I don't
Bitch,
want you
please.
to call me bitch.
You know who
I've
taught me
asked
that?
you-
Our guest. Lunchlady
did?
Mary Frank. She goes, bitch, please.
To the children?
Yes, to the children.
Under my breath.
Because she's dispensing real life advice.
Got to be honest with the children.
You gotta be honest. You
But
gotta come correct.
You can't call the children bitch, can you?
As long as they don't know it's coming from your mouth.
Where do they think that it's coming from?
Someone said it, and then they look at me, and I
It
look
wasn't
confused.
you.
It wasn't me.
That's right.
So.
Now, because and we're gonna get. I want to let everyone know who we're talking to here. But
Yeah.
this is Mary Frank.
A lot of people already know her because I know on Catfish Day, people come from the whole world.
Which
That's
isn't
right.
appropriate.
I
You
know.
should. You only can get hot lunch
No.
at Marina Del Rey Public
$250.
High
That's
School.
all it costs to get a full
$250.
catfish lunch.
Yep.
That's insane, though. You shouldn't be allowed. First of all, we don't know who's coming onto school grounds. There should be at least some
Everybody
sort
has
of
on a visitor tag.
That's right. I get 172 visitors passes on Catfish Day.
Woo!
and people are selling those passes.
passes.
Hot passes.
Hot passes.
They're selling them on the black market. They're going for $50, $60, $70
Yep.
because it comes with, let's talk about the sides. You don't just
Crazy.
get catfish and
No.
that's got a Creole seasoning.
That's right.
But it comes with fried okra.
Okra.
Where are you getting okra? It doesn't even
I
grow
have a dealer.
in
I have a
California.
deal- I have a dealer.
Wow.
Yeah.
And because also you bring your own deep fryer in
I
because
bring it in because there's the savory flavor of the fryer.
Stuck on the pan.
It's on the pan, so
I
and on the
see.
side, so it doesn't get the same flavor.
It doesn't
if
get
I
the
use
same
seasoning. Like you
the
season a
school's fryer.
pan, you got to season
That's
a fryer.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
This fryer has been passed down through generations. Before it was non-electric, and then they added some electricity, and now it's
like when Bob Dylan went electric, very similar. Very similar.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a topical reference.
He loves my catfish also.
What? Really?
I served him.
No,
Bob
you did
Dylan.
not. Bob
I
Dylan.
did.
He lives in Malibu. He
I
came
did.
all the way to
All the
Marina
way
Del Rey.
down.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep, he bought the visitor's pass number 147.
And now you knew it was Bob Dylan, but you didn't tell anybody,
I
right?
didn't say anything. Bobby is just, he just wants his fish and wants to go home.
Wow.
Now, nobody at Marina Del Rey knew that Bob Dylan
Had no idea.
had walked in.
No,
a lot
they
of
thought
bangs.
he was IT.
A lot of
I
people thought
see.
he was in the IT because those guys
Yeah.
need a haircut, as does Bob Dylan.
Yes.
You told them that too. You said that directly to the IT team.
I did.
You said, get a haircut.
I said, get a haircut or no one will love you.
Well, you know what's interesting is Queer Eye, the new reboot, is so popular these days on Netflix. And not everyone is a gem. You know,
Yeah.
some really get you in the solar plexus. Some you're crying. Some it's like, I could take or leave this. They're not going to be gems. But Mary Frank is doing her own version of Queer Eye,
I am.
being not queer,
Yeah.
nor a guy.
No.
And And yet you're transforming us. Sometimes it's physical.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have harsh words to say to me about my outfit choices.
Yeah.
And I hear them.
But do you make the
Hear them.
change?
I do not.
Yeah.
But I hear them.
She hears them, no changes.
Because I think had I heard a real truth about myself in high school and had made those changes, I could have saved years of therapy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is
And I
really give the
appreciate that.
gift of knowledge. But some take heed, others
Don't.
just don't.
Because you said to me, now listen, you're shaped like a grimace.
Like a
Like
grimace.
an upside down muffin, a pyramid. You tiny up top and then it widens out.
Right.
Why are you going so skin tight on the
Right.
top
Yeah.
with sometimes just a
Right.
bandeau top?
you're a grimace dressing like a martini glass.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, honestly, Mary, if we were to do an episode on me, I'd need you to take me shopping and, you know, and really get like
Which I would
down to brass
offer to
tacks.
do if it weren't against the rules.
That's
so.
right.
It
And I
is.
so
It
appreciate
is.
that.
That's like in the bylaws of the school,
Yeah.
number 68.
You cannot take a
can't
child
take a
shopping.
student shopping.
Cannot.
No, but but a lot of people have heated, and I want to go through the students whose lives have been transformed.
Yeah.
What about Kirsten Teitelbaum, who was showing up wearing no underwear?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I encouraged her to give her undercarriage support. And I also told her
Stop being such a hoe.
Yeah, I said, close the knees, open your heart. And you know what?
She changed it
She
up.
changed it up. Now she is, running for student government.
She found Jesus.
She found
Straight
Jesus.
up found Now,
Yep.
a lot of guys upset about that.
I know.
Upset about that
I
advice,
know.
but God, did you save her?
I really feel like that she is on a road that will lead to success.
Yeah.
The previous road was just going to lead to an STD.
That's what she'd already had a couple.
And she had a few. She had a few.
had
I
a
couldn't. She was on my no yeast list in the cafeteria for a while.
Wow.
You
wow.
tried to put me on that too for
Yeah.
my many yeast infections.
that's
I wish
right.
I had a couple STDs. I've been trying.
I mean,
I've been trying.
that's the in one ear, out the
I
other.
know,
Exactly.
I know,
You
Mary,
preach
but
to the choir.
sometimes I actually sit, if I can, as close to the line as I can because God, do I love hearing what you have to say.
Because you don't give it to everybody.
Not everyone needs advice, but
Right.
you can tell when someone gets 3 squares of pizza and 3 chocolate puddings. They need.
They're filling a hole.
They're filling a hole. So sometimes I'll just notice that they're trying to eat their way to a conclusion.
Oh, that's an aha moment.
That's an aha moment.
That's an aha
Yeah.
moment. Woo! That's a tweetable moment. That's a tweetable moment.
You should
For
follow
yourself.
me. You should follow
What's
me.
your handle?
It's at Mary Frankfurter.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's cute.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
Is that now across all social media platforms?
There's an underscore in my Instagram.
Okay.
In between the Mary and Frankfurt.
And
It was
Frankfurter.
already. It was
Got
taken.
it.
That's
Got
interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
who else did it take.
Now what I'm thinking is that maybe people aren't coming for the catfish.
Oh,
Maybe they're coming for the Mary.
Well, it's not for me to judge what good they get from coming. If it's advice or if it's nourishment, as long as they're
It's all the same thing, isn't it?
it is
At the end of the day,
It
it's
is.
nourishment for the soul as
I can't
well
wait
as the
to
body.
hear who's been nourishing good old Mary, though. Like where did that come from? Because there must have been somebody
She
in your
has
life.
43 grandchildren.
43.
Okay,
43.
but Lord knows a grandchild does not give you love and support.
No, the love and support came from the 4 men who fathered my children, and collectively, I feel like they love on me, so I can love on my kids, and they can
You're
love on the
still in touch with the 4.
Yeah, Mamma Mia was.
Is
It's a little based on. I mean, it's familiar. Let's just say it's familiar.
I see.
I know what it's like to.
Did you ever serve? I don't know who wrote Mamma Mia, but I know you had said that Meryl Streep is also a fan
She is a
of
fan.
your catfish.
That's right. I sent her some in the mail. She couldn't eat it. I didn't it wasn't expressed.
Right.
I wasn't thinking.
Wasn't
so
thinking,
it was
but you
just-
guys started a relationship,
We did.
a pen palship, if you
love
will.
that.
And so that's interesting.
Her daughter apparently just got married.
Did she? Good for her. Gunner?
Mamie?
Mamie Gunner?
Gummer?
Gummer? Something like that.
It's Gummer.
It's Gummer. It's Gummer.
You want to talk about hot topics? What's going on?
we
with
haven't
you,
even
Marissa?
said what we're listening to.
Okay, do it.
I just know that's a real bee in your bonnet. So do you want me to tell everybody?
I'm like,
Is it hot in here?
just let it loose. you
Sam,
know?
can you please put on the AC? And also, why are you wearing an OP tank top? It is fall.
I'm trying to bring back male crop tops.
Well, don't. Mary, what do you have to say about Sam? This guy is some tough stuff. We don't even know where we found him.
This is making me anxious.
He's a diamond in the rough, I feel.
Is he?
He is.
Maybe he'll just say, okay, Sam, get out of here. Maybe he'll just be left in the cave.
Run the levels.
Not all diamonds should be mined.
We're going to get in trouble for changing the temp in this library because every over by the encyclopedia is going to get frozen out.
Let him come get me.
All right, what's going on with you, Sauce?
Well, first of all, this is a podcast.
There's a podcast.
What?
There's a podcast.
Are you going to be like this the entire time?
Maybe like this.
Mary?
Yeah.
One thing that really gets Mary's goat is passive aggression.
It bothers me to a great deal, but I've learned to articulate my frustration.
Great.
Right. So let me do it. Shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch! Stop doing this to me!
Wow.
Okay, that is aggression, which is also a pet peeve.
Okay.
How would you say
Interesting.
it then, Mary? How would you have me say it?
Lower the volume. See if you can do it.
Okay, how about this? Shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch. Just shut the fuck up. I fucking hate you.
Now say something nice, but that's the subtext.
Hey,
She can't do it. She can't do it.
would you mind not throwing that shade at me, you fucking a-hole?
Oh, almost there, but I'm going to acknowledge growth.
Yes!
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm all you've got, and you're hanging on by a thread.
Who
Maybe
sings that?
you shouldn't
Blake
shit
Sheldon?
Where you
Shelton?
eat.
Young Shelton?
No, if Blake sang it, everybody be
I would
drunk.
like that show, though, Young Shelton, where we see what Blake Shelton was like as a young kid. You know, probably still a piece of shit.
Hey,
Hey, he gave you the what for over crab legs. Is that right? Over king crab legs.
that is true. I could have ridden the Shelton train on home to Okie, but I didn't want. I didn't want
that
to
nasty.
because I'm not riding those nasty rails anymore.
Rusty, nasty.
Rusty, nasty rails. Been there, done that.
It called sloppy seconds, Shelton.
Sloppy second teenth.
Second teens. So this is Womp It Up. My name is Marissa Wompler. I don't know how old I am. This is my 9th year as a senior at the Marina Del Rey Public High School. And I am part of the STARS program, aka Spaz Academy, an alternative learning program taught by my soul guide / mentor / sister from another mister, Charlotte Shardog Listler.
Turn around.
And it's taking the time to interview people in and about the environs of Marina Del Rey. And today's guest is Mary Frank, our lunch lady. You have been at Marina Del Rey Public High School for how long, Mary?
Officially, 27 years.
27 years.
Unofficially, 50.
Why unofficially? Did you go to school here?
I went to school here, and then
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes. And then I had some of my children went here. 2 of them graduated. The other
Wow.
2 did vocation.
Now, when they were at school, you were a lunch lady?
That's right.
And so because you wanted to get eyes on them
I
is
had
what
to have eyes on them.
you had to have
That's
eyes
smart.
on
That's smart.
But the deal I made with them was I wouldn't acknowledge them as my children. I would just
Got
treat
it.
them the same.
would you give them advice when they were online?
If they needed it. If
Okay.
they needed it. But usually I saved my advice for them at home.
Okay, okay.
I didn't want to embarrass them with specific information that I knew.
Right.
I wanted to be as even as possible.
Right, because
Right.
you had inside info.
Yes, like I knew Lamont, he was cross-eyed, and if he didn't wear his glasses, it would get worse. And so
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
You didn't bring that up in front of
No,
friends.
I didn't want
Right.
to do that.
That's
Right.
kind of you.
Yes.
Right.
So, but when he got home, I would throw his glasses at him and just say,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
got it. I don't
fix-
want to look at
fix it.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at
Yeah.
that.
Fix it.
Well, and you're very close to, you had 6 sons?
Yeah, I had four daughters, 6 sons. Mhm.
Wow, 10 kids while
10
doing the
kids.
lunch lady thing. But that's how you learned how to cook in bulk.
I had to cook in bulk. I had to a lot of different requirements. 2 out of the 10 had gluten allergies. One was lactose intolerant. Another one was, a pescatarian.
Jesus.
One didn't like red meat. And some
Allergies to nuts.
Yeah, allergies
so
to
this
nuts.
really prepared you for your
Yeah.
lunch lady experience.
I can usually tell by looking at someone if they have an allergy.
What are you looking at? Look at me and diagnos me.
Well, I think that you're lactose intolerant, but you love cheese.
Oh, I
You
love that cheese.
You love cheese.
I love a Digiorno pizza slathered with cream cheese, and I've been asking you to get that one on the menu, but you said we can't afford Digiornos.
I know, Digiorno, but I've been experimenting with my own self-rising crust, so.
Ooh. Is that something? Now, a lot of people have been asking you to market your Creole seasoning.
That's right.
If you got this self-rising crust happening, would that be something you'd be interested in?
I'm not allowed to discuss, but I may or may not have taken a meeting with McCormick's.
Ooh, for something for the seasoning.
I can't say, but if all goes well, we're going to have a
Wow.
good Christmas.
That would change your life entirely.
Yeah, the Frank household would be changed.
Would you now you're the only breadwinner I know, even
Yes,
though,
that's right.
as you said, these 4 men
That's right.
do love on you.
They love on me.
And I want to get into that because that sounds like a queen bee scenario, as you know I've talked about.
But also, she's the only one working.
Yeah.
But they're also working. You know what I mean?
Well, they're serving.
provide.
Serving, maybe.
That's
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Then that's
right.
its own kind of payment. Do you
It's-
know what I mean?
They do enough. They do enough for me to get by and feel okay about me.
I don't see nothing wrong. You know, you picture
can't-
Miss
you gotta
Mary
stop
Frank
singing R.
with a
Kelly.
little bump and grind. She
We-
pours herself a glass of Chablis,
No.
and they draw a bath covered in rose petals, and then all 4 of them attend to her.
4 at a time?
No, that is I think
A rumor.
That's a rumor.
I don't see
It's
nothing
Hey,
wrong.
let's not have R. Kelly on our podcast anymore. Let's have Anthony Hamilton.
Who's this? What the fuck is this?
This is Anthony Hamilton.
It's sex music.
Is this the kind of stuff you?
This is sexual music.
This is
song-
sexual music.
This is called The Truth.
Now,
Yeah.
when the prom comes around,
That's right.
Mary delivers some serious advice about how to treat a
right.
woman. You know, a lot of these kids are going to be having sex for the first time.
That's right. And I have 5 rules for prom night sexuality.
Write this down, everybody.
down.
Write it down.
Number 1, make sure everyone's happy about it.
That's right.
Say yes to
Say
the dress.
yes to the dress. No video.
No video.
Do not social media the experience.
And what's interesting is you would think that's because you don't want it to ding them later on.
That's right.
But really, also, what you say is nobody is as sexy as
Right.
they think they are.
Ever.
And you don't want to see what
Ever.
you actually look like from behind.
And I say this as in my mid-20s, I had a channel where I would just
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Was this a public access type of situation?
Well, no, it was public access situation, but it was of a sexual nature.
Were you cooking in the nude?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
No, it was public access, so anybody could watch it.
Anyone could watch it, but there was a warning that I would hold up a sign for
At
the
the top
station.
of it.
Yeah, at the top of it.
This was in your 20s, so
This is my
almost
20s.
before porn became what it is
But
now.
what I tried to just say, it was more it was tantalizing television. But I learned.
God,
I learned
I'd love
from
to
there.
see what you look like before those 10 children.
It's basically the same.
The same.
The same.
It hadn't changed
Hadn't
you.
changed me one bit. It was just That's what everyone says. They look at me and they're just like, "Did you have 10 kids?" And I
But
said,
even your vagina is still the same.
it's always been a hot dog down the hallway situation. It's been.
Now that I thought was
Yeah.
one of your menu items.
That is
a hot dog down a hallway, which is a very thin.
It's a very thin hot dog.
It's a thin hot dog, like a Nathan's
Right,
type
a
of
Nathan's
ballpark Frank.
in between two baguettes.
In between two baguettes.
Well, you know
Well,
what?
I had no idea where that came from.
That's what it is.
We should take a break, and we'll come back and
We're
we'll
going
learn
to
more
post that
about.
recipe
Okay.
online
Is it?
for anybody wants to
I thought we were okay.
make that hot dog down a hallway.
but it's also her vagina.
That's correct.
Got it.
and I got 3 more prom tips when
When we come back, we're teasing it and that's one of your tips.
that's one of the tips.
Tease the
it.
tip.
Tease the tip.
All right. We'll be back with more Mary Frank, our lunch lady, on a very sensual Womp It Up. God, I'm really craving a dog right now, you know? Tease the tip, tease the tip. La, 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 la.
Always kiss the lady. Tell her that you love her.
Hey, Wompsters, it's Lennon Parham. I just wanted to talk to you again about our favorite new thing. It's called Stitch Fix. It's an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle. I've been getting a box like every month, essentially, and it's like a little treat. It's like a little Christmas morning treat or whatever holiday you celebrate. And I've been really getting into it also with my personal stylist. So you tell the stylist like what you like, what you don't like. It may take a couple boxes for them to really get your vibe, but once they get your vibe, it is such a pleasure to open it. They'll help you find your new favorite piece of clothing. So all you have to do is go to stitchfix.com/WOMP, WOMP, and tell them your sizes, what styles you like, and how much you want to spend on each item. Some of the items are $20, some of the items are more expensive, but there's a whole range, and you can tell them what you like too. You'll be paired with your very own personal stylist, hi Susanna, who will handpick 5 items to send right to your door. You try them on in your house or your apartment or your tent, wherever you live. You pay only for what you love and return the rest. You put it in a super easy bag, drop it at the post office, easy peasy. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free. There's no subscription. You can sign up to receive scheduled shipments or get your fix whenever you want. The styling fee is only $20, which is applied toward anything you keep from your shipment. Get started now at stitchfix.com/WOMP, WOMP, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all 5 items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/WOMP to get started today. stitchfix.com/WOMP.
And you want to cup the balls, is that right?
Cup the balls.
You want me to get underneath it, but I'm afraid it would burst.
I thought we were talking about hush puppies.
No, it's testicles.
Well, we were talking about breading them, but that's something different. That's when you want to throw a little bit of baby powder on them.
Yeah.
So they're nice. It gets rid of the moisture.
Catches in the hair.
Yeah, so you don't have too much chafing.
You have to really balance it.
You got to bounce it back and forth.
We're back with more Womp It Up. You're listening to Mary Frank, our lunch lady, and one-time
Public access star. That's right.
She's got 10 kids and a lot
of wisdom.
A lot to say.
A lot to say. That's right. Mary, we were talking about your prom tips, and I wanted to get to the final 3 because I know a lot of our listeners are in high school, and prom is a good 6-7 months away, but
right.
it's never too soon to start preparing.
It's always important to start early, but not before you're ready. So it's it's a small window.
Right.
That's right.
So it was make sure everybody's happy, no social media.
Right.
And then we talked about the tip a little bit.
Yeah, tease the tip.
You gotta
That's number 3, and you got
tease the
2
tip.
more.
Yeah. The next one, be safe.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean prophylactics. I mean, don't, if you have tacks, pick them up off the floor.
Right.
That's
And don't
good.
do it in weird spots
do it in
because a
weird
lot of people are
spots.
feeling it's got to be memorable. It's memorable enough, you tell us.
Yes.
Their
yeah.
first time is memorable enough.
It's memorable. But you don't need to be in a trunk.
In a jacuzzi,
In
right?
a jacuzzi.
In the trunk of a car. Because
Or-
you remember, do you remember Paul Jagodowski and who was that girl she had that pixie cut?
Wendy Devon.
Wendy Devon. They did it in the back of in the trunk of their dad's Lexus.
That's right. They got stuck in there.
They got stuck. He drives them to work
Yep.
in the city.
covered
still
in
alive.
semen and just
No.
corsage that had just been ripped
That's
to
right.
shreds.
He parks underground. They stayed that way for a good 11 to 12 hours. And then imagine her dad's surprise. Boop, boop.
Yep.
You know, the
He
trunk
pops the
goes
trunk.
up and there she is covered in dry jizz.
Yeah.
My bigger question is Dad's working on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, what's up with that?
Wow.
Where-
And why is she making these choices?
Yep.
Right?
It all goes back to the dad, right?
Starts at home.
Starts at home.
Starts at home. It
at
does.
home.
Now, would you recommend, because for me, I was in my high school years not ready for my first intercourse. And maybe I could have some sexual exploration, but to say I did it for the first time, I didn't want that to happen in high school because it's not a safe place. In
For
a
some
lot of
For
ways.
some people, it's not. That's true.
So when was your first sexual experience, and would you recommend that?
My first sexual experience and my first orgasm was separated by 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my first sexual experience was my sophomore year of high school.
Yes.
And it was with a teacher.
Whoa.
That's right.
But now back then,
Now this
that
is
was
at
okay.
Marina
Back
Del
then,
Rey.
it was
I think
okay.
there's something
But
in
back
the water.
then, it was okay. A lot of people married their teachers.
Yeah. So it was an experience that I don't regret, and that it was I broke his heart, to be honest.
I'm not surprised.
Breaking a lot of hearts.
break a lot of
A lot of
hearts.
broken hearts down that hot dog hallway.
But
right?
my first
A lot of broken hot dogs.
a lot
down
of
that
broken
hallway.
hot dogs down that hallway.
Litter that hallway, that's for sure.
Just covered in long thin meat that I've broken.
That's right.
But I did, my first orgasm was in college. Also, it was my freshman year. It was William.
12 years from your sophomore year in high school to your freshman year in college.
I went on a sabbatical.
I see.
Yeah, I
Much
went
like
away.
us. We went away as well. And back
That's
then,
true.
too, now people are throwing a lot of shade my way that it's taken me 9 years to complete senior year. And, fingers crossed it's this year.
Yeah.
But back then, it was okay for a woman to leave, get married to their teacher, maybe,
Have how many kids? Now, is he the father of any of your children?
He's not. I think that's why I was able to climax. He could get hard, but nothing happened with the sperm. What is that? Whatever that's called.
Whatever that is. It
I don't
sounds
know.
good, though. I'd
Never
love to
heard
find
of
a man
that.
like that because
It
you don't
was
have
a
to worry
great-
about getting pregnant.
I was free.
Shooting blanks. That's what it's
that's
called.
what it is.
Shooting
Mhm.
blanks.
There it is.
So there was ejaculate, but not semen in it.
there was
Not sperm in there.
She's remembering
I'm
it. Look how
remembering
cute
it.
she is.
It was beautiful. Whatever it was satisfying. But what was wonderful was because I went to Europe in the interim.
Yes.
And so that was where I traveled around before going back to school.
Okay.
God, that
long
sounds like
sabbatical.
we did that as well. Not to Europe. We were mostly in Middle Eastern countries and some countries in Africa. And we can't
exciting.
say where we were or who we were with because we were on the lam.
Oh.
Charlotte was a former sniper, and the government
right,
had
that's
implanted
right.
a chip in her, and it's
a tale as old as time.
It's all water under the bridge now, Mary. But I came back. Now, I was prized in a lot of these communities as very beautiful. One place we were at thought I was a fertility goddess.
Yes.
And
yes.
would
And they
make...
kept her in a high cage and fed her only the fattest of chickens.
Oh, wow.
That's right, and made a lot of stone phalluses. Would present them to me, but it
Didn't know
was a
what to do with
shock.
those.
It was a shock to come back to Marina Del Rey and realize that I've been put in a in a box. And I think that's
trunk.
something in a trunk, if you will. I think that's something people feel in high school is that whoever they are, like remember that kid Phil DeRose who we called Hershey Squirts, because he had that explosive diarrhea situation in a singlet during the pep rally, the wrestling demonstration. And poor Phil, he could never shake it.
He couldn't shake it. He was trapped being a squirt because of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you know what I told him in the lunch line when he came through?
What?
I said, you're only a squirt if you think you're a squirt.
Wow.
And he was able to, at that point, audition for the Les Mis production with confidence.
Wow, and that's how he got the role of Javert.
Yeah.
He shit all over that stage.
He did. He did.
That was an epic turntable
He had a sneeze
experience.
attack. He and it just, with the pressure of a sneeze and a loose anus. That's
tough.
One
And
day,
that
one
got
day
put
more.
online. And for those of you who are not at Marina Del Rey Public High School, please Google Hershey Squirt Les Mis High School.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that
because
Peter
what's
Pan,
funny is
that clip of
I
Peter
have.
Pan where it all goes wrong?
But I got to tell you, it's nothing compared to this, because what happened was he had that squirt, but it unfortunately went into not Cosette, Eponine's face.
Yes, it did. So and
she threw up.
She did.
I don't remember a scene between Javert and Eponine.
She shouldn't have been there.
She came out.
That's her fault then.
She was stage manager and she was Eponine.
Oh, that's right.
And
the most coveted role in Les Mis, also the stage manager. She needs to share the wealth.
We don't have a lot of people who want to be a part of the theater program except for
right.
me, and yet I can't get a fucking role. Talk to Dr. Lionel Drioche about that.
And Marissa, of course. The other Marissa.
Oh, and the other Marissa. Oh, she's the worst with those two gay moms.
Okay.
It's not the fault. It's not that they're both gay. That is the problem. It's just they're so supportive. It's like, I would like to have one supportive parent. And she's got two, and she's got great bangs.
Well, you do have supportive people in your life. They're just not your parents.
Yeah.
They're not your mom.
I'm
not your
always there
dad.
for you.
And you are, Mary. And I know when I tried to clip in a pair of bangs, you had harsh words for me.
I did. I took them out, and I gave them back to you, and I said, "Stop trying to be someone else."
That's an aha. God, that hit me a second time.
Right
That's
now,
a tweetable moment. Yeah. Stop being
be who
someone
you
else.
are.
Be who you are.
At Mary Frankfurter.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Mary, this is God. People are going to be so excited, and I know you are going to be answering some questions, listener questions later. But this section is called "What's Cheesing You?"
Okay.
So this is about your own personal things, anything that might be bothering you, and we'll each go around and we'll share what we think
It'd
is
be interesting to see what
What's
she
cheesing you? What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you?
Oh,
what's
bye.
cheesing you? What's 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 cheesing you tonight?
All right. God, you really syncopated that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, Mary, this is going to be hard for you because for somebody, I find that frustration really is a product of not expressing yourself and not having your needs being met. And Mary, you seem like a woman who's got both things happening.
I express myself easily. I feel like I advocate for my needs. My biggest frustration lies in frozen dinners. It is something that really, I feel like it's breaking America apart. I feel like the act of cooking
Has gone by the wayside, and we are actually a famous cafeteria. Both us and In-N-Out Burger, only place that does a fresh cut fry.
That's right.
Now,
that's right.
at what time of day are you in the morning to cut up those fries?
Well, if you're always cutting, you don't have to start cutting. So
that's a tweetable moment.
That is at Mary Frankfurter. And it's the idea that you have to always stay prepared.
That's right.
So you always have those fresh fries ready to go.
Always.
Throw them in your fryer, your famous fryer.
That's right.
Now, what you're saying is sort of the symptom is that everyone is making their own frozen meal, taking care of themselves.
That's right.
Instead of coming together.
Coming together, cooking for each other.
Now, you don't cook for all of your 43 grandchildren and your 4 enormously handsome and well hung men is what I'd like to believe.
There's 6 sons, so are 2 of them awful looking or something?
Oh, 6 sons. Sorry, you have 6
6 sons, 4 daughters.
4
10
daughters.
children, yeah.
Is everyone still coming to your house? So are you cooking all day and then cooking for them?
I cook dinner for myself and 2 of the 6 boys.
Okay.
They still want to come home and be with mom.
Okay.
But every Sunday, all of us come together.
Whoa, and you're cooking for everybody.
Everybody. But there are many hands make light work, so everyone
in.
pitches in.
I love that.
That's wonderful. And you're thinking that's lacking in American
I
culture
think that
these
could
days.
fix a lot of things. I feel like if we
Come to the table.
and we bring a dish and we support each other, be a lot less assholes.
That's a
Bring a
tweetable
dish
moment.
to the
That's
table.
a tweetable
That's
moment.
right. At Mary Frankfurt.
Now, those 4 former lovers or current lovers of
Yes.
yours, did they live with you?
No, in between gigs, they're all musicians.
Wow.
Now, I have heard tell that a musician, now I've never made love to a musician myself, but that a musician is quite the lover.
Because they really, if you watch
they're-
somebody play a guitar or a
That's right.
cello, it's like a sexual experience.
And they're good at rhythm. They're good at rhythm.
There you go.
They
It's all
understand a
about the-
crescendo.
Whoa!
They understand a crescendo. And at one point, they were all in a band together.
Really?
The 4 men.
Yeah.
Is
And
this a
there's-
band we would know or no?
No.
I was thinking maybe like Take 5 or something.
Or
like
the Temptations?
No. They were called the
Get ready.
Lipstick and the Jerks.
The Lipstick and the Jerks. All right. Now, there's no competition between these 4 guys?
Well, now they're all in there. They have solo careers.
But still, they don't have a problem with you being in a relationship with all 4 of them?
No, you would think. But I
would.
think they understand that our time is separate and special.
God, this is nice work if you can get it. I mean, like, I never watched Big Love because I don't care for those costumes. I don't care for...
Well, they weren't wearing only the...
Don't they sometimes go visit the weirdos that wear, like,
Yes,
those
of course.
Victorian outfits?
Of course they do.
Yeah, that creeps me out. But I don't know if I think there was a lot of jealousy, wasn't it? Between who was, but this is a different scenario because it's
different-
4 men, 1 woman.
That's
Queen
right.
bee
That's
scenario.
Interesting. Now, how did you work that? How did this all come about? You were with each of them individually first, and then you said, come on over, all 4 of you, or you folded them in like a batter?
Like a batter, like you do with an egg white with stiff peaks. You just slowly...
That's
You
right.
slowly mix in the stiff peaks. And it was first, Matt was first. And then I told him I wanted to see other people. He said he still wanted to see me, and that was okay. And that's when I invited David. And then I told David about Matt, and he was okay with sticking around.
If anything, it almost made it better,
It made
right?
it
A little
better.
competition.
That's right.
It's
That's
called
right.
sperm wars.
It was a bit of a I think they worked harder, tried to be the best, but they never fought with each other. And then after that was Shannon. It was an Irish blow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why some of your sons are redheaded.
That's right. Little redheaded afros and freckles. They're just the cutest little bunnies.
cute.
Just cute as can be. And then after Shannon was Lyle.
Okay.
And they all knew about each other.
Now, it was David, and I missed the one, what was in between David and Shannon?
That was David, Shannon, Lyle.
There was
what
one.
that?
There's one other one.
Matt.
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 That's it.
Yeah.
I can understand why it'd be hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah. But they are all straight. Even,
That's good news.
Yeah.
That's good
You don't
news.
need to keep them
Yeah.
straight.
Because you don't need to
'Cause they
keep them
already
straight.
are.
No, I mean, no, not at all. Because I auditioned Maria. That was a phase in between.
You gotta have a blue period.
That's right.
That's right.
And how was that for you?
Oh, it was wonderful. It wasn't for me, but
Yeah.
it was a good time.
I tried to do that with the other Marissa during a sleepover. Did not go well. But I just thought, because Mary, you were telling me, and you have been telling me, like, you only live once and you got to seize the day.
That's right.
And so, I did try to do something like that, but I was rebuffed. But you know what? I tried.
Yeah. You only live once and seize the day are cliche. I think what I actually told you was make the biscuits right the first time, and they'll taste delicious.
And that means when you're sleeping over someone's house, even if they have two gay moms, that doesn't mean that they want you to slide your fingers anywhere near them.
That's right. That's a recipe for disaster.
And that was, and then that friendship fell apart. And, she spread a lot of nasty rumors about me.
Now, Marissa, do you have anything that's cheesing you that you'd like to share?
I didn't even know we were doing What's Cheesing You.
I screamed it. I screamed it very
I had no
loudly.
memory of that. I'm just literally caught in these almond eyes of Mary Frank. I mean, I could sit at her knee and just listen to her. She is Marina Del Rey's as close as we're going to get to Maya Angelou as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you so much. She was sweet. She's an alcoholic.
Was she really? Oh, whoa, we throwing shade at Maya Angelou.
May she rest, but she was.
I didn't realize. Was
I
it
didn't
a
either.
small? Was it a glass a day
Or was it like only tiny bottles like you'd get in a hotel?
Oh no, like large bottles a day.
Wow.
Large bottles
Unaware.
a day.
Unaware.
I was unaware.
Me
Alice
too.
Stone.
Yeah, she can turn up.
Wow.
All right.
What is cheesing me? Okay. Well, and I should have brought this up in Hot Topics, but as I said a couple podcasts ago, Gutter Balls has moved home.
Still hasn't reached out.
We got together at a soup plantation. And
Why did you pick that place? It's the most disgusting place in the world.
again, make those biscuits right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary, I don't know if we had caught up on that, but he moved to New York and he was with this girl Raven, and I didn't know until I had climbed up his tree that he was home, and
That's not a euphemism.
I literally climbed up his tree.
It's a Back to the Future situation.
And God, Mary, if I had only been thinking about you and what you would say about this, or if I had even brought it to you, he never reached out to me. So now what is that telling me? Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to see me. But what did I do? I insisted on it.
That's right.
And so I said, meet me at the soup plantation, because I love that place for a couple reasons. Yes, the food is disgusting, but it's also unlimited. And I have a problem with choices.
That's right.
I get panicked when I'm on the line. One of the reasons I get so much advice is A, I'm hanging on by a thread, but B, I've got 4 options. They all look good. You say you can only have a protein and 2 sides, and I can't decide. I hold up the whole line, and people are yelling, move it, Grimace! Go fuck yourself, you upside down pyramid!
Again,
Yes!
an awful place to have a food experience.
That's terrible.
No, this not at soup plantation. This is when I'm on the lunch line. Because at soup plantation first of all, there is no protein, and you may have as many sides as you want. But there are rules.
There are rules.
I see.
There are rules, and she won't give you a taste.
There's no taste. I think what could have saved you from this whole heartache is the hard and fast rule.
Which is what?
If you don't believe something is done, and you stay too long, it might get burnt.
Stick a fork in it. It's done.
It's done.
Well,
Right.
I didn't know that, and so things got really depressing in that soup plantation. And that wasn't because the person next to me had like literally an open wound on their face. While I was trying. And I kept going back for more soft serve. And that's not a good
That's not
look.
why you go to soup plantation.
That's not a good
You go
look.
there for the soup.
So for the soup.
What I went there for was the reality sandwich that I was served, which is that Gutter Balls may be home, but he is not interested.
Just not.
So what's cheesing me is when I have resources at my fingertips, like Mary, like God, I'm thinking of, who am I thinking of? Somebody else in my
Charlotte
life
Listler?
who helps me.
Charlotte
Is it the guy
Listler?
from Jersey Mike's? No. Is it
Charlotte,
Dr.
Charlotte.
Lionel Drioche? Won't return my calls.
Charlotte.
Anyway, it'll come to me.
Listler.
But when I have these resources and I don't use them,
Right.
that pisses me off. That cheeses me. That I just, sometimes when you're so in the emotional storm, when you're in the eye of the storm, you don't, that's the time you need that help the most, but you don't remember it.
It's hard.
When the
gotta go to a
hurricane
break.
comes, sit down. Another one of Mary Frankfurter's
Thought we got that from our meditation teacher.
aha moments. She is our meditation teacher. Right?
Yep, I love to teach. I'm a Zen teacher.
All right, we'll be back with more Mary Frank, our sexy lunch lady.
Is this our land or is this our lease?
What's up, Wompsters? Charlotte Shardog Listler here. Now listen, season 2 of Big Grande's Teacher's Lounge is out now on Earwolf and in your podcast apps. This phenomenal show is about 4 incompetent high school teachers, that sounds familiar, who try to keep it together while doing everything wrong. Well, that doesn't. These episodes with guests like Lauren Lapkus, Paul F. Tompkins, and Carl Tart, a.k.a. Damn It Carl, were paywalled in Stitcher Premium, but now they're free. Did you hear me? Free! In this season, the guys are rehired at Hamilton High School after making some lofty promises, like bringing the track team from last to fast and making the school newspaper one of the most popular publications in the world. Their new motto is overpromise and underdeliver. The show stars Drew Tarver, Dan Lippert, Ryan Rosenberg, and John Mackey. Check out all of Season 2 on Big Grande's Teacher's Lounge now on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. Welcome back to Listler's Love Lockdown segment here on Womp It Up. This is a segment where folks write in asking their advice questions about their love or their life. We give them our totally unprofessional opinions, but
But it
so,
comes
you
from
know,
a hashtag authentic place.
yeah, so take it or leave it. And if you wanted to send a question in, you just write wompupthejams with a Z at gmail.com. All right. You ready, Mary?
I'm ready.
This is like Mary's, like, she could do this asleep. This could be a Weekend at Bernie's scenario for Mary because she does this every day, all day long.
Do you find it easy to give like just one sentence of advice without seeing the person?
It helps to make eye contact.
Yeah.
But I think that I could do a good job. It is I'm intuitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
It
You-
helps.
As Oprah would say, you are a level 9 soul.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
you know, Cleo, who was that woman? She is one of your relatives.
That's
is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that woman that used to see on the infomercials.
Yeah, Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo is actually
Yeah, Cleo Frank.
Yeah, Cleo Frank.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, so in being an intuitive runs in the family.
That's right.
All right.
Hello, ladies. I have an amazing friend who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. And while her prognosis is good, she can't help but feel terrified of all the what ifs. We talk daily, and I try to say all the right things, but I often start texts and then delete when it seems the words aren't quite right. This saddens me, as I've always felt free to say anything to her. I guess what I'm asking is, how do I know what to say to make her feel like everything is truly going to be okay? Thank you for any advice. I know a friend of the show can shed some beautiful light on this situation. Thank you for always making my Tuesdays happier.
Well, that's wonderful. It feels like her heart's in a good place. I feel, in my experience, sometimes we worry about saying the right things, but oftentimes it's just letting the person know that you have ears that are ready to listen that can be the most helpful.
God, yes.
So it's not always saying something to solve someone's hurt or pain. It's being there. So letting her know that you're listening and that you're there is almost as medicinal as a perfectly constructed sentence.
I love that, Mary. And, you know, I'm thinking of a book that I read called Plan B by Sheryl Sandberg. You may remember her as the woman who told everyone to lean in. And then her husband actually died very suddenly and tragically. And she found herself in a situation where her life was falling apart, and she had to. What she did was applied her research techniques to how can you overcome something like this, when a bomb explodes in your life. What makes people? It's called post-traumatic growth, actually, instead of PTSD. Anyway. She actually talks a lot about how you can support somebody going through things because she can tell you what helped her. And so I highly encourage everyone to read this book because none of us will have a life that is free of trauma, okay? Unfortunately. And it's nice to know that there are actual skills and tools you can learn. But one of the things she said is, the thing that helped her the most was not when people said, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Because the truth of the matter is the person in the middle of the shitstorm doesn't have the energy to let you know, nor do they feel they can. Because if most people are uncomfortable asking for help.
Yes.
Really. So the best thing that she said people would text her, if anything, is, hey, I'm outside with a coffee for you, one of your favorite delicious coffee treats. Would you like it just left on the doorstep? Or if you'd like a quick hug, I'm outside. Do it. It's the actions that really speak volumes. Now, if you're not in the location of that person, that can be done by calling and checking in every day, a little text.
That's right.
A little funny thing. I'm thinking of you. You know, when a friend of mine I know was going through breast cancer, she had a group of friends that she has now found out on the B side all had a separate text chain so that when one of them would hear that, let's say this person was Googling statistics, which is real unhelpful, they would activate a group so that someone would show up on my door, whoever was closest on that person's door, or start, you know, or they had somebody who was really good at reading all the stuff and then distilling it. They would do that. So that's something else you could do is get together with the group because you know you got a girl gang and divvy up what is your superpower and then deliver that thing to them. What do you say, Shardog?
First of all, you don't know that everything is truly going to be okay. So you can't tell her that. All you can do...
Although most likely, it will be okay.
That's true. But you can't give her that assurance. Right. And if she has fears that are huge and she shares them with you, that is because she knows you will tell her the truth.
That's right.
And that is also because she knows that you can handle it and you can sit with her in that fear. So whatever you were to her before, you are to be now to her even in a purer form. So whatever you were good at before, if you would call her and say, let's go out, we're going to tear it up tonight, you still do that. If you were the one who would go to TJ Maxx with her on a Saturday to look for pans, you would do that. Like whatever it is that you do with her, continue to do that for her and support her in the way that you've always supported her. So, and it's also okay to say, when she texts you something and you don't know what to say back, you can always say, I don't know what to say. I love you. Or call her if it's something like that. You can just be there for her on the phone.
Anytime you feel like you're trying to fix it, stop. Because this is something that can't be fixed. But anytime you are saying, I'm here with you. You're not alone. That's the other thing Sheryl Sandberg said is the best thing someone could say to her is, I know this is really shitty, but guess what? You will never for 1 second be alone. You say things like, we are going to beat this. We are going to get through this. I can't wait till we are done with this shit. Because that's what you want to hear, that you are not the loneliest unicorn.
All right.
All right.
Our next question comes from a gentleman. What up, Wompsters? I've been listening for about a year now and finally decided to write in. I absolutely cannot stop thinking about a certain ex, and it's to the point where it's going to affect my life. I know that I am over
I hear
her
this.
and would never take her back. Let me say that again. I know that I am over her and would never take her back. But what can I do to stop thinking about it? I have tried having multiple flings, but that doesn't really help. Thanks for the laughs and keep killing the senior podcast project, Wompler.
I'm putting my listening ears on for once. They're on. Mary, give it to us.
Well, this seems like this gentleman hasn't truly grieved this relationship
Interesting.
and let go of what he's holding on to, because you read back the part where he said, "I let her go," but I'm not. What that confused.
I know that I am over her
I'm over her.
and would never take her back.
I would never take her back.
But I absolutely cannot stop thinking about her.
So it seems like he had to let someone go. It's hard to let go, but it's important that in order to truly let go, you have to put your energy into an area that feeds your growth and makes you stronger.
Like eating more.
No, I mean reading books, edifying yourself, giving back and helping people who that could use help. It's that distraction technique, and you realize that you're useful and helpful.
Putting your good out into the world,
That's
whatever
Eating
that
more
might
pudding.
be.
You said pudding.
Nope. Putting.
Okay.
Did you bring your plate from the lunch line? You have three squares of pizza and 3 puddings?
I told her about that.
This is my snack. I told Mary.
This is your snack. What do you mean this is your snack?
I mean, you get what you get, and you don't get upset, is what Mary said. And so I sent somebody else back to get that 4 pieces of pizza and those 4 puddings.
So there were 4, and now there are 3. So you're just going.
Christine Chang.
Oh,
I made her go back in because her mom packed her some udon noodles.
Oh no! I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath.
I'm sorry, Mary. I violated the rules.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't deserve it.
Incredibly awful tone that's emitting from you right now.
I don't deserve it.
Oh, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna need you to take my handheld mirror. Look in this handheld mirror.
I'm looking at my vagina.
No.
What am I
Look
drawing
at your face.
I'm
Look at your
drawing
face. Look at your face right now.
Does anybody have a peach-colored crayon?
No, don't you draw your vagina, okay? I don't want you to draw your peach cobbler. I want you to look in this mirror and tell yourself that you're better.
I is beautiful.
You're smart.
I is smart.
You're important.
I is important.
Yeah, but also just.
Don't you take that pizza from me, Mary!
No, there
Don't you
it is.
take that
There
pizza
it is.
from me!
Gone.
Don't you? Ah!
It's all gone. It's all gone.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Oh.
Now.
I wish you were never born, Mary Frank!
Oh, I'm strong. I can take it. Come here. Come, there it is. Breathe. There it is. There. Oh, no. There it is. Shh. There it is. There it is.
Did we answer the question?
There it is.
Sometimes it just takes time. Every day it will get easier.
Every day it gets easier.
It's only been a year. It's only been a year. Hopefully you're not combing over her Instagram page or
You gotta cut that off. You gotta
climbing
cut
up the
it
tree
off.
out her window.
Don't do that.
You need to do the things that fill up your bucket. What are the things that give you joy, right?
Because these flings are draining you, actually. They're not real, and they're, if anything, are just reopening the wound.
What you want, I think, is a relationship. So you need to, if you want to have connections with people, then go do that. Lean on your friends. But maybe don't just like have a bunch of weird
I like
sex.
the idea of giving back.
Yeah, and cultivate that relationship with yourself. So that way,
Because you know when you pursue your own interests, that's when you meet like-minded people.
That's
right.
That might be an even better relationship.
That's right. That's right.
You know, my interests right now: Digiorno pizzas, cream cheese.
Get away from the trash can.
Get out of here!
Hey,
Oh boy,
sounds like a gremlin.
that's all right. That's okay. There's some
And the rubber band.
there's a rubber band and some whiteout. There was whiteout and rubber
Oh,
bands
God.
all over that pizza.
Oh, that's my fault.
Oh, no.
That's my fault. Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's it. That's it. That's it. So, you want to do spotlight on?
Yeah.
I feel I have so many questions for Mary that are unanswered.
Well, I'd love for you to, because I'm already been crying, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
What? You're not. Yeah.
So please help me in the spotlight on is what I'm saying.
You want me to help you?
I'm asking for help. The Mary says I
Nobody
need to
wants
ask
to
for
help
help.
somebody that's being so fucking rude to them. Okay? This is what happens. She
That's
bites
an
off your
aha
head.
That's an aha moment.
She bites off your head when you.
Nobody
reach
wants
in.
to help you when you're so fucking rude. At Mary Frankfurter.
That's right.
I think it's like when you get a caged when you've rescued a schnauzer that's been on the street, angry schnauzer, and you reach into the cage to give them sustenance.
That's right.
A morsel of love or advice, or even just a morsel of food, and they try to bite your hand off.
That's right.
They don't mean to.
They don't mean to.
They do mean to. They absolutely do, and they should have self-control.
Or you have to put it down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Please don't put me down, Leslie. Please don't put me down. Please
I'm not putting you down.
stop using that serious voice with me.
What?
Stop using the serious voice with me.
I'm not. This is just my
Please.
voice. It's like my face. This is just my face, you know? Resting bitch face. Ain't no resting going on here.
That's one of Mary's shirts. We haven't even gotten into the novelty T-shirts she wears every day, which are fucking killing it.
They are killing it. Do you make those at home?
I make some. I sell some on Etsy, and there's a couple of friends that I get them as gifts.
Now you were recently wearing a T-shirt from the Beyonce Jay-Z tour.
That's right. On the Run too.
You were invited
That's right.
by Jay-Z, is that correct?
That's right. Jay-Z.
What's the connection there?
Spotlight on. Don't just.
Can we just
celebrity
ask?
fucker.
There was a catfish connection. There was a catfish connection.
Yeah, because she's from Houston.
That's right. So I made them some food for backstage, and they gave me front row center.
I can't believe that Beyonce would eat fried catfish right
That's
before
right.
she dances in that
That's
water.
why she's such
And
a
those little
phenomenal
right,
woman.
leotards.
That's why she's a phenomenal woman. Now, Mary Frank.
Yes.
God, it seems, and we asked this question at the top, and we haven't gotten to it really, but when you are taking care of so many people, and yes, you've got 4 dongs coming your way, and
That's
you're
right.
batting them away like a whack-a-mole situation.
Yeah.
And that is...
So we only played that game once, and it was our mutual anniversaries. So
That's wonderful, and I would love to see film of that. But is there ever a sense that the well within you could run or has run dry?
it has. It has. This last summer, I'm
Was this when you got shingles?
I got shingles they've started flaring up on my 65th, and so it makes you question your mortality.
Whoa!
Yeah. So I went to the doctor. I just stay home and convalesce. And at one point, all four of my dicks were occupied, so it was just me, and I had to reconcile within myself. Was I going to be okay?
Wow.
And that was a hard time. But
What filled up the well at that point?
I realized that I was capable, that I was strong, and that There's almost nothing Postmates won't deliver.
How did you come to that on your own? Because I think that's where we look to get that validation from outside of ourselves, and we are unable to get that from within.
That's right.
And without us believing it ourselves, how do we move forward? So how did you find that within yourself?
Well, I was without options. I had to see what I was made of. Could I get from my bedroom to the iPhone charger downstairs to order Postmates? And so I had to gather the strength to do that. I had to get down the stairs on my own. I had to, go slowly because I didn't want to fall. And
because if you fell,
who was there to pick you
who
up?
was there? Yeah.
Not till Sunday when everyone
That's
comes
right.
over.
And this was a Wednesday, so I did not want to be that alone for that long. And so I did that. I found the charger, charged my phone, and Postmated myself some food. And realized that I'm capable and I'm strong, and that even though I might be physically by myself, I was not alone.
Wow. Wow. So, and what you're saying is, Mary, is that, like, for instance, I'm obviously in a lot of pain. I just ate pizza out of a garbage can.
That's right, with rubber bands and whiteout.
Right. And that's going to take a while to pass through me. I can feel that right now, working sort of through my small intestines.
Already.
But you looked at a negative experience as actually a chance to prove to yourself how strong you were.
In hindsight, it's what it was. At the time, I was devastated. It was rough.
What's it like when Mary's not working?
Oh, I like tequila, so I will have a little bit of that.
That's something you and Maya Angelou have in common.
That's right.
Sipping tequila.
Yeah, tequila. I enjoy, nature, long walks.
There's a rumor you're going to retire this year. Is that correct?
I said I wasn't going to cry. The rumor's true. The rumor's true. It's been an honor to serve here, but the time has come for me to pass the ladle. Please. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay.
That's not coming out of her mouth, Mary. That sound isn't coming out of her mouth. Oh, God. I want to thank Mary, Frank. We're going to miss you so much, Mary. I know we have another 8 months. But I'm going to be crying every day. I'm trigger warning for anybody who has lost a Lunchlady. That's very special to them. To anybody who has problems with the Queen Bee scenario, please do not listen to this podcast.
It's okay. Sam! Fade it down! Fade it down!
Hey, this is Arnie from the comedy podcast Hello from the Magic Tavern, a chat show I host from the magical land of Foon with my co-hosts
Usador, the Blue Wizard,
and Chunt, the Shapeshifter.
Most weeks we interview adventurers,
wedding planners,
ambulatory trees.
But this week we have a special episode.
I am so excited to learn about the Earth lore contained in Pride and Prejudice.
We're going to do a book club of Pride and Prejudice.
And you said this is a well-loved book on Earth, right?
Yeah, it's one of those books that people love or were forced to read, or more likely it's one of those I'm gonna get to it's.
And some of our most beloved guests are returning to read the book with us and enjoy some drinks and food over book club.
We have Flower, we have Crom the Barbarian.
And Germ.
You know who they are.
Maybe you don't give a crap about what an academic thinks about Jane Austen, but don't you want to know what a wizard and a badger think about it?
Not enough spells.
Not enough grubs.
Not enough sword fights.
Whether you love Pride and Prejudice or have no interest in reading it and just want to listen to a book club go really off the rails, you'll enjoy this week's Hello from the Magic Tavern.
We shall defeat this book.